Hey guys, so I just wanted to make a quick video going over the announcement here that we have a reveals and stuff coming up on the 16th, which is, of course, Tuesday for me, the day before reset this coming week. So this coming reset will introduce a new Legends Limited character. But first thing I wanted to do, so this video, I'm going to talk about who I think the possibilities are going to be. But before we do that, I want to just clarify one point that I've seen a lot of people confused over. And honestly, I understand why they're confused, because it doesn't make much sense to me. So we have two separate announcements. We have an announcement that is in-game, which is what we're taking a look at right now on screen. And we have a separate announcement which was made on social media. So if we take a look at the announcement that's in-game here, this is basically, this website mirrors what's in-game. So it's the exact same info word for word here. Reveals and stuff number 33. That's insane. Number 33. I can't believe we've done this 33 times. Reveals and stuff 33 is coming soon. The first reveals and stuff of 2024 is on its way. Catch all the latest info about the ongoing Festivals Keep On Coming, Dragon Ball GT Festival Episode Campaign GT. Plus, get a sneak peek at some upcoming new Legends Limited characters. So, as we can see, based on the wording of the in-game announcement, it says some Legends Limited characters with an S. So, people obviously are going to take a look at this, and, you know, a lot of people who play this game might not keep up with social media. They might just only see what's posted in game, which, I mean, I would actually probably assume that most people who play this game don't keep up with their social media accounts. That's what I would actually say, that probably most players don't do that. So most players are going to get their information directly from the in-game news. And so them taking a look at this, the way this is worded here, they would assume that this means we're going to get multiple Legends Limited characters announced during reveal and stuff. It makes sense, because it's literally what it says, right? I mean, they wouldn't lie to us, right? I would hope not. Okay, so we've taken a look at the in-game announcement, which again is going to happen on the 16th at 11 p.m. Japan time. Now let's take a look at the social media announcement. So reveals and stuff number 33 is coming. And then we have the same thing sort of like mentioned here. Don't miss the latest info on the Festivals Keep On Coming Dragon Ball GT Festival, as well as a new Legends Limited character. No S here. So we have a direct contradiction between what they're saying in the social media announcement and what they're saying in the in-game news announcement, because the in-game news announcement is implying multiple Legends Limited characters, whereas the social media announcement is implying a single new Legends Limited character. This has been a thing that we've seen in the past. Every single time that the official announcement, whether it's in-game or on social media, has said characters for Legends Festival or for reveals and stuff, it's always been one character. That's how it's been. I specifically remember when they said, like, we're going to be revealing new new sparking characters, and it was Legends Limited Bardock, and that was the only new character, the only new sparking character, because there was EXs, but he was the only new sparking character. And every time they've said characters plural, it's always been one. So I would lean more towards actually trusting, I know it's crazy, but I would lean more towards trusting the social media announcement as opposed to the actual in-game announcement, which is a little strange, but I would say that there's a higher percentage chance that we're going to only get one Legends Limited character as opposed to multiple Legends Limited characters announced in this reveal and stuff. Now, it's possible we can get, a Legends Limited character and then a 1% sparking on the banner, which I think I would like to see, obviously. I really would hope that in 2024 here, we're not going to be doing, frequent banners where it's only going to be the new Legends Limited character and that's it. Especially with a team like GT that really, needs to be completely rebuilt from the ground up. GT has not been touched since 2022. It's been a full year and they've not gotten a single character, summonable character, right? So hopefully they recognize that and end up giving us at least 1% sparking on the banner to go alongside the LF. But that to me is a more likely outcome, at least for this reveal and stuff, than us, coming out of Legends Fest and then immediately getting smacked by a double LF banner. I don't see that happening. So I'm going to stick with the social media announcement here. Now, I guess it is possible because we have Battle Hour coming up at the end of the month. Battle Hour is on January 27th and 28th, being held in Los Angeles at a convention center in Los Angeles. Now, last year at Battle Hour, they announced Ultra Rose Goku Black, but it was a little bit later into the year because Ultra Rose Goku Black came out on March 15th, and I believe Battle Hour last year was at the end of February, so it is a month earlier than it was last year. So there's a possibility that we can get an Ultra announced. There's a possibility that we can get a Mega Rising banner announced, but it's also possible that they could do another LF for GT. Which I actually think would probably be the best outcome, and the reason why I say that is because LF characters are easier to pull than Ultra characters. Their banners are better, and especially for a team like GT, I think it would be more beneficial for the team overall if they actually just got a second LF character as opposed to an Ultra character. So we'll see if that's what they're going to do, but I would expect, this announcement for this week, and then at the end of the month during Battle Hour, they'll probably announce the second banner for this GT campaign. And that will be, I guess, what we'll get for this GT celebration. And then don't forget that they mentioned in the sort of like Legends producer, it wasn't really a producer letter, but it was like a message from the Legends team or whatever they called it. Toshi said that they were going to be, continuously giving us updates to the GT team throughout the year and not just limited to this celebration. So it sounds like they're going to be doing something similar to GT this year as they did to Universe Reps last year, but hopefully not to that same degree, right? Because even with Universe Reps last year, we had LF17 come out, then we had Ultra Hit come out, and then they went into the next month in February and gave us Revival UI Goku and the Sparking Master Roshi. So they even continued it for multiple months in a row going into 2023. So I would probably say that's not likely to happen this year. I don't think we're going to get 3 back-to-back-to-back GT banners. It's possible, but remember, this GT celebration ends on, I believe it's Valentine's Day. Let me actually confirm this. I believe the celebration ends on Valentine's Day because that actually does line up when I think the next release will happen. Yeah, end time is the 14th of February, which is Valentine's Day. So I think from this day forward, which is a Wednesday in February 14th is a Wednesday, which is a weekly reset. This is when we should be getting either another LF character drop or an Ultra character, depending on how they end the month this month. So we'll have to see, but I think it's very likely that the schedule for this year is going to look like GT in January to sort of like build the team up like they did last year with Universe Reps. I think we could see some GT during Anniversary. A lot of people wanted Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta for Legends Fest, and I think there's a very high chance that we could see him either drop during the Anniversary this year or Legends Fest this year. And then I think Legends Fest also could have some GT as well. So they give us some, sprinklings of the team at the beginning of the year. They bring it back a bit for the middle of the year during Anniversary, and then they bring it back at the end of the year for Festival. As long as they don't drop just continuous, non-stop GT month after month after month throughout the year, and they let other teams actually have a chance to work as well, I'd be okay with this, because a lot of the GT characters, which we'll talk about in a second, actually have the opportunity to work on other teams that are not just solely GT, whereas when it comes to Universe Reps, it's mostly just going to be like Goku and Vegeta's, who are only Sun Family, Saiyan, stuff like that, God Ki. So let's go ahead and move over to GT. I think the best way to do this is just to go sort by LF, and then we can go to the tag 4s here. So we can quickly just speculate as to which characters have the highest possibility of being an LF here. Now, there are a few hints, right? Of course, we got LF Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta Zenkai, which would imply it's going to be more so Shadow Dragon Saga oriented. On top of that, we also have the login screen, which shows the base GT Goku in front of Omega Shenron in the back. So I personally am leaning more towards this being some sort of Shadow Dragon Saga theme, at least for the first banner. And so I think I would more so go with an LF Omega Shenron. We do have an Ultra of him, but he is a free-to-play character. Actually, by the time you guys are seeing this video, I probably already did drop my revisit on Ultra Omega Shenron. And I actually think if he gets like a super... Like, we just got the unique equipment for this Vegeta. If Ultra Omega Shenron gets like an equip that's even like 2/3 as good as this Vegeta equipment, I think he could actually be a decent run on GT. Like he's not horrible. So that could help the team out a lot. but an LF version of Omega. I mean, you take a look at Omega's representation in the game. We only have 3 like actual Omega Shenrons. We have the Ultra, who's free. We have the only sparking summonable Omega Shenron in the game, which is from the 2nd anniversary when LF Vegito Blue headlined that celebration. And we have an EX, this Blue Omega Shenron, who actually is pretty good. When this guy dropped during Legends Fest last year, I think he easily was the best EX character in the game. And honestly, he still has a decent set of abilities. It's a very annoying set of abilities with the lock-in and the AoE green card and stuff, but that's historically what Omega Shenron characters have been like. So we'll have to see if they are going to go with an Ultra Omega Shenron. And the thing with LF Omega Shenron, and the thing with Omega Shenron as well is he is on a lot of teams, right? He's not just limited to GT, which is one thing I like about a lot of these GT powerful opponent characters, like the GT villains, I guess I should say. He's on Regen, he's on GT, he's on Fusion Warrior, and he's on powerful opponents. So there's a lot of teams he's helping that's, you know, other than just GT. So I think this guy would be a very good pick to start out the year with. They could build a very strong foundation for GT like they did with 17 last year for Universe Reps and Androids, with an Omega Shenron character who's going to be fitting really well on teams like Regen, GT, and Powerful Opponent, and like a niche pick for maybe Fusion Warriors as well. This could be a really strong character to pick for as, like, again, a team building block character. So that could be a good option. I feel like I've talked about this a lot as well, but a potential Super Baby 2 character, or maybe even a potential transforming Super Baby 1 into Super Baby 2, because we actually don't even have Super Baby 1 in the game at all. 0 representation for Super Baby. If you guys are wondering what Super Baby 1 even is, it's basically like I don't even know how to, it's like a mixture of this form and this form of this is just Baby Vegeta. This is not Super Baby. This is Super Baby 2. Like, you would probably look at this and be like, well, there's Baby Vegeta and there's Super Baby 2. Where's Super Baby 1? And he's not in the game. So could be interesting there. But again, this guy would be a very good pick because he is also on a ton of teams. Saiyan, Regen, GT, Powerful Opponent. I mean, he would help a lot of teams out. I'm probably leaning a little bit more towards Omega Shenron personally than Baby. And the main reason is because I definitely think the Saiyan team has had enough help for a bit. I think Saiyans right now is by far the best team in the game. Saiyans and Sun Family are kind of a bit interchangeable with their rosters, but it's just basically are you either running PyCon or Beast Gohan on the team, and that would determine whether it's going to be Saiyans or Sun Family. But both those teams are crazy. I would prefer Omega just because he's not a Saiyan. And if you're going to make him like the super like flexible building block character, I think it would be better off, at least right now, if he wasn't a Saiyan. And then throughout the year, when we get GT buffs during like the anniversary or during Legends Fest, Omega Shenron can be like a staple character to go back to for the GT team, similar to how 17 functioned last year. Another option, I guess, could be some sort of Super 17. I don't really talk about this guy that much. I mean, it's going to happen at some point, an LF Super 17, or maybe even Ultra variant of Super 17. We could potentially get a fusing 17 plus Hellfighter 17 at some point, but this guy is only on... Oh, no, actually, he's on more than a few teams, actually. He's on Androids, GT, Fusion Warrior, and Powerful Opponents. So I guess, yeah, he is on a decent amount of teams here. I guess he wouldn't be that bad of a choice here, but... I'm not like a giant Super 17 fan. I don't know. Maybe it's just a personal bias that I have. Not really against the character, but I prefer other characters to get this over 17. But at some point we will get this guy as an LF character because he's a major villain, right? So okay, and then in terms of like the hero characters, we do have the Universal Spirit Bomb, which is not represented in the game at all. So that can be an option, whether or not they want to make that similar to how Dokkan portrayed the character, which is a Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and a Kid Goku dual card. And what it is, it's basically like the Buu duo, where Vegeta will like hold off, the opponent, and then Goku will be charging the Spirit Bomb in the background. I guess they could take a similar route to that with the Legends variant of the character as well. We could get some sort of like transforming Sin Shenron into Omega Shenron. I think my idea though is if we're gonna get an Omega Shenron LF character, I'd prefer if it was an Omega Shenron that revived. right? He just starts out as Omega, because if you guys remember how the Omega fight went between Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Omega Shenron, Goku Dragon Fisted Omega and literally tore him into a million pieces, and Omega reconstructed himself similar to how Majin Buu did after the Majin Vegeta final explosion. So I think a revival Omega Shenron is definitely going to happen at some point, and I think that would be, again, a really strong ability for him to have, especially as sort of like a thematic juxtaposition to Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta being an anti-revival character. It sort of makes sense, right? Other options that we could potentially see, potentially a new Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, although I'm not really the biggest Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta fan because he really didn't accomplish much. In my view, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta was really included in GT just so that they could get Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta in the series. He was the stepping stone just to get to that Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, I think. Obviously, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, there are many variants of him we could potentially see as well. I think if they want to give us like a character that starts out as Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and then he could revive into Super Saiyan 4 Goku, because if you guys remember to how eventually he transformed into Super Saiyan 4, this character, Super Baby 2, essentially pummeled Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and, you know, like, him getting beat up in addition to, like, the moon or something, with his tail being grown back to give him his extra power, allowed him to transform into the Golden Great Ape, and then he sort of controlled the power of the Golden Great Ape, and then he transformed into Super Saiyan 4 Goku. So that sequence, I think, it's not really represented in any Dragon Ball game, and it's kind of strange to me how they don't have that, really. So it would be cool to see that, sequence of animations play out in here, in Legends, as a revival animation. Could definitely be very, very cool. Those, in my opinion, those are like the real big candidates we have for a GT LF character. Some other niche options, I guess, we could get like sort of like a reviving Oob, because we don't even have like a normal Oob. All we have is Maju. We don't have normal Oob in the game at all. I don't know if they'd make this an LF. This to me sounds more so like it maybe would just be like a 1% sparking character, but like an Oob who revives into Majub, which is essentially what happens, right? Oob gets, again, pummeled by Baby, as does like the entire cast of Dragon Ball in the Baby saga. Oob gets pummeled by Baby, and then he just essentially fuses with Fat Buu. Fat Buu merges with Oob, and then he, sort of like gets reinvigorated and transforms into Majub. That's how he becomes Majub. That could be something that we see as well. We could potentially see like the Dokkan, Goku, Trunks, and Pan somehow have like a trio character. I guess the way that would work is they would have Goku and Trunks tag character, and then they'd have it would be, Goku, Trunks, and Pan. I mean, they could do it a bunch of different ways. They could do Goku, Pan, and Giru. And Goku and Pan could be a tag character, and Giru could be like an assist or something. It would be tough, I think, to include them all together, but that's like some iteration of that, I think, could work as well. But GT has a lot of untouched stuff. So there's a lot of options that we could see potentially for GT. Let me know below what you guys would want to see specifically out of a GT LF character, because we are going to be getting one in just like 3 or 4 days here. So pretty exciting for the GT fans out there. I know a lot of people have been waiting patiently for this team to get some help, and finally it looks like we are in that zone here, the GT zone. So let me know what you guys think. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one.